Hello my beautiful geeks, how is everybody doing today? Welcome to the Geek Fortress, and you saw that correctly. Today I'm going to be discussing my top 10 favorite gaming consoles of all time. This video is obviously inspired by the fact that in just a little over a month we're gonna have the next gen of consoles from Microsoft and Sony hitting the shelf. So I said to myself, let me sit down, gather my thoughts, and think about what are all my consoles and which ones are the ones that have had such an impact in my life. I really enjoy growing up with some of these consoles. So without any further ado, guys, we're gonna get right to it. Before we get started though, guys, if this is your first time in the channel, I hope you consider to like this video and to subscribe if you enjoy the content, okay? That's it. Let's get started. At number 10, we're going to start with the Xbox One. And I know what you guys are thinking, wait, maybe the original Xbox set more of a precedent. Arguably, I did not enjoy the first Xbox. I always had a PS2 and never had an Xbox, but I remember holding that controller in my hand and it was so bulky. And I have big hands, and even that was like too bulky for my hands. And I remember saying to myself, yeah, this console is not for me at all. I did enjoy the Xbox One. The interface wasn't the best, but it was definitely better than what other ones had. And I admit that it looked better than the one that the PS3 had, at least. Not better than the PS4 one in my opinion, but I did enjoy it a lot. Some great exclusive to that, such as Halo, Gears of War, as well as Fable, which is one of my favorite series ever. And let's not forget, if we come back to the 360, which did have Alan Wake, which is also one of my favorite series of all of 360s. And if you guys want to hear more in details, me talking more about the new consoles and the new gen, I'll put a card right above where you can go check out my video where I talk about both the new systems coming out. At number 9, we have the good old PS3. I know what you guys are saying. What? When this thing first came out, it was $600. How can you talk about that? Blah, blah, blah. I get it. Yes. It was a little bit out of our league when it first came out, and what Sony did was horrible. I agree to that, but it is a system that holds such a special place in my heart. It was the first console that I ever bought with my full money. Like, I saved that money. I was a waiter at the time, and I saved every single penny, dime, dollar that I made, and then I drove to Circuit City one day and I got it, and I was like, yes. Has it aged well? Perhaps not. I still have my PS3, but of course it's one of those consoles that definitely has grown with time, even though they stopped production of them and games for them as well. But it brought us some great games that I played in there first, such as Fallout and so many beautiful others like God of War 3 and the whole God of War Legacy that got later ported to the PS3. So it was an amazing system. I loved it. It was the first system that let me play Skyrim, so I enjoyed it a lot more than the 360. I did not like the interface of the 360. I did not like the way it looked. I did not like the red ring of death, so that's why the 360, spoiler alert, it's not in this list. At number 8, we have the Nintendo GameCube. The Nintendo GameCube is one of those systems that maybe when it came out, it wasn't as appreciated as it should have been, even though it was very popular. It was one of those systems that was like beautifully unique. It was literally a cube. It had a handle. You can carry it around if you wanted to go play with your friends. I mean, it's not like the Switch that you can just put in a pouch or a bag and go, but it was still pretty awesome. We got the exclusivity of Resident Evil 4, which was the first system that let me play Resident Evil 4, and some other awesome games like Eternal Darkness, Super Mario Sunshine. Some of the best Mario parties are on the GameCube in my opinion, and the original Luigi's Mansion, which are some of the few that I can name off the top of my head. But it was such a great system, and the controller felt amazing in my hands. Personally, I really enjoyed it, and it's one of those systems that will always hold a place in my heart. And not to mention that the discs were something new, because they were the smaller, like mini discs type things. It was something that at the time it blew my mind. Even though it still needed a memory card, I feel like bringing a memory card to your friend's house so that you could keep playing what you were playing in your system, and then go to another friend's house, and then as long as they have a GameCube, you can bring your memory card and you can play it in theirs. I think there was something magical about that, and I miss the game cases that had the little spot for the memory card. I don't know, maybe that's just nostalgia speaking, but I'm old school and I enjoy the GameCube a lot. At number 7, we have the original NES. And by now you guys have probably realized that I'm not making this list based on specs or how good the graphics are. No, 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 no. This list is about how impactful that system was, whatever system may be, and what place it holds in our hearts. In my heart, at least in this video. But I'm sure that a lot of you guys agree that your first system was probably an NES. Who doesn't remember playing Duck Hunt and seeing that freaking dog laugh at us because we did not hit the ducks with the freaking gun that was not that good at all? Or playing Mario for the first time, and for the first time ever hearing that beautiful song from Mario. The first time I grabbed a star power and I was able to run through my enemies, it was something beautiful. Something that you only experience once in a lifetime. Same thing when I play Super Mario 3, which is my favorite of the OG Super Marios. I love Super Mario 3, the one that it's like a play. I loved it. I loved it. I love the Tanuki power. I love the worlds. I loved everything about it. To this day, I play it. I know most of the secrets, and it holds a very special place in my heart. You knew exactly how to get a game started. If it didn't work, you would blow on the cartridge, and then magically it would work. Years later, we found out that that wasn't a thing. You were not supposed to do that because you were messing it up even more. But we didn't care. We were kids. We loved the heck out of it. And blowing on the cartridge was part of the experience. You wanted to play your Nintendo? You better get your lungs ready, or you ain't playing anything. At number 6, we have the Nintendo Wii. And yes, as you guys can see, Nintendo has had a big part in my life. It was probably one of the companies that I've owned the most systems between regular consoles and handhelds. I love Nintendo. Yes, if you're watching this, Nintendo, I love you. There, I said it. Cat's out of the bag. The Nintendo Wii changed what games were until that point. It introduced the new controller that you could play with, a nunchuck and a pointer that you could play boxing with. You could do Wii Sports, you could play tennis, you could play any sport that you could think about. You could play in your screen. It was the first one that got you out there to get moving, and it was something different. Between the Wii Fit, Wii Sports, like I mentioned before, and then some other games like Super Mario Galaxy, which did a great job applying the motion control into their whole idea. It just worked so well. And then some of the best Mario parties are also from this one, at least before they went to hack and they did the whole partnering together, which we don't talk about. But like Mario Party 8, I believe, is one of my favorite ones. Booty Boardwalk is to this day one of my favorite stages, and that I always lose at, but that's not the point. I really, really enjoy it. And to this day, I still play that game. Special shout out to the Wii U, which it's not in this list either, but I did consider putting it in just because even though a lot of people did not like it, I enjoyed it a lot. So you can say whatever you want about the Nintendo Wii U, but it was a good system. There, I said it. At number 5, we have the Nintendo 64. That's right. What would a childhood be, at least from anybody born between the 80s, late 80s or mid 80s to early 90s, and not have played Super Mario 64? Who did not love to hear "So long, King Bowser" when you finish off Bowser in Mario 64? Who did not enjoy that first experience of seeing Mario in 3D and collecting all those stars so you could see the beautiful guy named Yoshi? It's one of those games that no matter how many times come out for a next system in a port, I will get it, just like it just came out again for the Switch, and I got the Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which has that, Super Mario Sunshine, and Galaxy. Super Mario 64 is just one of those games that you can never truly let go of. At any time you get a chance to play it again, let's face it, you will play it again. All of this thanks to the Nintendo 64, which even though it still had the whole cartridge thing, and yes, we would still have to blow on it, it was part of the experience, just like the Nintendo. Blow in your cartridge, put your Mario Party 1, play with your friends, and hope to God that you don't kill each other while doing so. At number 4, we have the original PlayStation. Let's keep in mind that this system almost did not come about. Sony was trying to work in some sort of deal with Nintendo that did not end up working out, and Sony took the idea and they made it their own, making the PlayStation 1, and the rest is history. Putting a game in a CD was something that at the time was just maybe like, wait, what? You don't do that. CDs are for music. But No, they did it. Sony captured that magic, and we got so many classics with the PlayStation. Some of the best games that come off the top of my head was the original Tony Hawk that I got to play there, Tony Hawk 2, Crash Bandicoot, Crash Racing, all of these games which have such a big part in my heart, and I can never ever pass a chance of playing them again. And they know this. That's why they're remaking them or porting them and making them better with today's graphics, because they know that we're always going to love what they make. I remember being able to stay up late on Friday nights to play SmackDown. I think it was SmackDown 2. My mom would let me stay up late and play, and by late I mean like 11. And she would let me stay up and play, and then I would try to wake up early the next day just to make sure that I could play a little more of it. It was just one of those great parts of my life that I'm always gonna look back and be thankful, because without the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, I feel like I would not be the gamer that I am today. At number 3, guys, we have the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch did something that none of these other guys that I have mentioned before have achieved. Maybe short of the Wii U, but not really. It was like an improved version of the Wii U. You can take it with you. You can play at home. You can play on the TV. You can take it out of your TV, take it with you. I remember watching the first commercial when they announced the Switch, and it just blew my mind. And at first I was a little skeptical. I was like, wait, how is this gonna work? I'm gonna have to wait and see exactly what this is about. But I ended up getting it on release day, and that's the Switch that I still have to this day. I love the interface, even though it's not really like an entertainment unit. Because, I mean, short of Hulu, we don't really have anything else. No Netflix, no Amazon. But that's not what that system is about. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Nintendo is on like a completely different level in this console wars, which I hate so much because I hate console wars. But whatever. Nintendo has its own formula, which they have perfected with the years, which is like nostalgia plus epicness equals no competition kind of situation. The Nintendo Switch is just one of those systems that is larger than life itself, in my opinion. And even though maybe it not be considered one of the best for most, to me, it's good enough to make it to the top 3 because it is one of the most amazing systems that I have ever held in my hands. At number 2, we have the good old PlayStation 4. What? Number 2? I know. Hear me out. Yes, the PS4 is an amazing piece of equipment. It is beautiful. It is perfection personified. However, compared to our number 1, which you'll see, it's one of those systems that, yes, I have played countless nights playing in my PS4, tearing my hair out, playing Last of Us, playing God of War. It brought us some of the best exclusives ever. There is, without a doubt, no better company that has better exclusives. Last of Us, God of War, I can go on. Even with Microsoft having bought Bethesda and all that fun stuff, I still think that that is not enough, or who knows, maybe it will be, maybe I'll be wrong, to beat what Sony has accomplished. Because if you're gonna now make like Fallout your exclusive, let's face it, it's a very desperate move. They went out there, and smart as well, they went out there, they bought Bethesda. I get it, good job Microsoft, very good, but I get it, you have to do something to keep up with Sony. Sony has been ahead of the race for the past few years, and now Microsoft has one up them, and I respect that a lot. But we'll see what happens come November. I personally am going to get the PlayStation 5, but eventually I want to get an Xbox as well. Probably I'll get the Series S, because I don't know if I can afford a Series X off the bat, but like I said, I want to play Fable, and I do love me Fallout, so I'm going to have to be able to get Fallout eventually if it becomes an exclusive only to the Xbox. So, yeah. Before we get to number 1, guys, I just want to take a moment to say thank you so much if you made it this far in this video. Do you agree with the list so far? Let me know in the comment section below. Again, if you guys are enjoying the video, please make sure to like and to subscribe, and make sure to turn on those notification bells for notifications from me so you do not miss any video that I upload. Every like, every subscribe, every share helps the channel out a lot, and I love bringing you guys these videos, so let's work together, let's keep making videos together, and hopefully I entertain you and I bring a smile, because I love making people smile, I love making people happy, and hopefully you're enjoying this video as well. But without any further ado, to number uno. Number 1, the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 revolutionized what we thought about a console. It was a DVD player. It was a gaming system. The controller was a beautiful thing when you held it in your hands. And it brought us some of the best first games ever. And I know I sound like a broken record, but we got the first God of War with this. We got a port for Resident Evil 4, which had separate weights, a story that we had not seen before. And there was just something about hearing that ring, ring, ring. Again, something amazing about having a memory card that you could just take with you. And it was so cool. If you were to delete something in the memory card, sometimes it would have a different animation from when you were going to delete it. And you would bring your memory card because you could not beat the last boss in God of War. So you would take your memory card, bring it to your friend Eddie's, and then he would help you beat it. And then you would have it in your memory card and you would be like, Eddie, you're a god. There was something so beautiful and epic and such a big part of my childhood, and I'm pretty sure your childhood. The PS2 is one of those systems that to this day I still own and I still play. Guitar Hero 2, one of the ones that I play the most. I still have my guitar. I still have all the Guitar Hero games. And every once in a while, your boy likes to rock and roll. But what do you guys think about this list? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? Any way you feel, let me know down below. Let me know how wrong I am. Let me know how right I am. Drop a like, drop a dislike. Either way, I appreciate it. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for liking and for subscribing if you already did that. And I will see you guys in the next video. As per usual, you guys have been awesome. I have been your boy Lewis, telling you to stay awesome and geek on. Until the next time, Lewis saying bye.